sorry, that's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready. No matter what the technical difficulty is, this man is a professional. He goes all the way.
What you represent to them is freedom.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This will allow me to retort.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. 8 p.m. on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover's here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, how's everybody doing today? It's Friday. Just, I got to bitch about this because every time it seems like you start to turn a corner and things seem to straighten out, you get kicked in the nuts and, well, things aren't as good as you think they're going to be. God, it's freaking annoying. It's a personal things, and it's got me really riled up and PO'd right now. Just when you think some people are turning the corner and, I don't know. All right, let's get on with the show because I'm just grr today. Ready to, confront some liberals and tell them to go fuck off. Well, ISIS met a demise, a couple ISIS member, 3 to be exact. And it has me snickering the way they died. The irony in it, it's just too funny. And I know I'm sick for saying that it's funny how these ISIS member died. But it hey, you gotta laugh at this. A herd of stampeding wild boars killed 3 ISIS terrorists in northern Iraq. A herd of stampeding wild boars. And if you don't find what's funny with that, because they're very... Muslims don't like pork, and the fact that these terrorists were killed by something that they hate extremely, I find funny. I think it's hysterical. Maybe I'm sick, I don't know, but I find it funny as hell that they got killed by something that they hate so much in life. I mean, how many people do you hear? Well, they got killed by a herd of wild boar in a stampede. What? I've never heard of a wild boar stampede. Never. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but I've never heard of it before. But this group of Islamic State jihadists were preparing for an ambush in a field 50 miles from the Iraq city, some weird name. Oh, God, I suck at names, don't I? Before being overwhelmed by a stampede herd of wild boar, killing 3 terrorists and leaving 5 seriously injured. Oh. Oh, it's just... It's true. It's true. Oh, the chief of a local tribe organizing anti-ISIS forces told the Times that some militants had escaped death by managing to hide in a large area of reeds, but others had not been so lucky. I know, I'm bad. I'm going to hell for that. It just, oh my God. Too funny. Oh. That is karma. Karma came down and smacked them upside their heads and said, listen up, people. We're getting tired of your shit. Oh, man, that's just... Nobody else... Hopefully other people find the comical factor in that because it's just too rich. Oh, let's see. Where are we? Where are we? Oh. I'm just out of it today. I'm out of it. So this was a survey recently. Some polling done on popularity of the president and so forth. And this one, it's a Gallup poll, shows that Trump's favorability rating stands at 40%, which you might think is low. I've seen other polls that are running it at 50%. So I don't know who to believe. Hold on. The polls are too wide. And it was me and my cousin talking, just pointing out these polls that have his favorability at record lows and all that. These are the same polls that had Hillary winning the election and up by God knows how much percent. And then my cousin brought up, well, if his favorability approval is so low, how is it that 90 plus, what was it? It's like 97% or in the 90 percentile of the voters that voted for him said they would vote for him again. So wait a minute. He won presidency. 90+% say they will vote for him, but his approval rating's in the toilet. Something doesn't make sense here. And I would bet dollars to donuts that it's the polls that are misrepresenting the facts. They did it during the election. Why shouldn't they do it now? Seriously, I mean, they misrepresented the facts before. Why wouldn't they do it again? They could, they would. They shouldn't. But they have. So why I bring this article up is, okay, this is saying that Trump's favorability rating's at 40. But they have it, Paul Ryan's favorability is 39%. Okay. Yeah, that's... But here's where it gets really fun. Senator Minority Leader Chuck Schumer's favorability rating is at 31%. So they sit there and they rip on Trump when his rating is worse than Trump's. Now, Mitch McConnell, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, is at 27%. It's... So what it's saying is that Trump has a better favorability rate than Congress. Nancy Pelosi, the House Democrat leader, is at a 34% favorability rating, 48% unfavorable rating. She's worse than Paul Ryan. Does that tell you something? Nancy Pelosi is at a 34% approval rating. That means more people approve of Trump than they do the Democrat minority leader in the Senate, Chuck Schumer. That means Trump has a higher favorability rating than Nancy Pelosi, the Democratic leader in the House, at 34%. So what does that say? That the Democrats are not as strong as they think they are, and American people are fed up with these politicians. But, of course, Democrats will come up with some goddamn excuse. Freaking hate this. I had like a coconut popsicle last night. And it had shredded coconut, and I got one in between my teeth, and I can't get it out. And it's annoying the piss out of me. Because it's right there brushing up against my tongue. But I can't get to it. Oh, it's... The Democrats are running around acting like they have this high favorability and they're better than Trump. Well, seems the polls are saying that they're even worse off than the one they're bitching about. So what are they bitching about? They're worse than Trump. Maybe instead of sitting there crying and bitching, they need to get off their ass and figure out what they're doing wrong. Maybe Democrats need to primary Chuck Schumer's ass out of there. Pelosi also. But, that's not going to happen. Because the Democrats don't have the balls to toss out those two. It's... I really think right now the Democrats are going over the cliff. I mean, there's so many analogies. They're down the rabbit hole so deep that they can't find the way out. They're going to need a major revamping of the Democrat Party, top to bottom. I mean... Maybe they can revamp with what they have in there, but I wouldn't trust anybody that all of a sudden just flips on all their platform right now. I wouldn't trust them. I mean, I don't trust Paul Ryan in his rhetoric. I think he's out there to screw Trump. I really do. I don't trust Paul Ryan as far as I could throw him. I don't trust McCain. I haven't trusted McCain in a very, very, very long time. You know what? Going back to Obama, I think it was the first, his first presidency. All of a sudden, Obama goes and invites a bunch of Republicans to dinner. They're against Obama. They come out of that dinner kissing Obama's ass, and it was, Graham and McCain did that. So, no, I don't trust McCain and Graham. I haven't for a very long time. So, I'm not going to apologize for sitting here saying, nope, don't trust them. And I don't trust the ones that were against Trump. And now all of a sudden, Trump's our buddy. I don't trust that. And I don't trust Paul Ryan. There's a huge turnover that needs to be done. Huge turnover in the party. We need to dump Paul Ryan, dump McCain, Graham, Mitch McConnell. Sorry, I don't trust McConnell either. So it's so when these Democrats start bitching about his approval rating, you go ahead and point out that their rating is worse than his. That'd be like a crack dealer bitching about the drug problem we have with painkillers in this country. It makes me just, oh my God. I can't believe we're to this point in our country. It's almost hysterical if it wasn't so goddamn sick. Oh, we're that bad off right now. We really are that bad, people. All right. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media, and we will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mud Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. What are we going to do? What are we going to do, people? It's a messed up time we're in. I don't know. It's a really weird time in this country. And I don't mean it as a good thing. I don't know. It doesn't seem Congress is listening to the people. It's as if they don't want to listen. They don't want to learn. They just keep doing the same thing and hoping for a different result. Morons. When our poll numbers are that low, and I wonder about some of these polls anymore. I mean, they couldn't. They're so far off on the polls in the general election. How could we trust them for anything else again? I don't. I think they're a bunch of morons. With how they're acting, I don't think they can predict. A rain cloud. That's how bad it is with them. There's so much corruption within these the media, these polling. How can we trust anything? Seriously, I would like someone to answer me. How are we supposed to trust what we can believe? So I've never been a fan of this band, but Rob Thomas, he's the frontman, the lead singer for Matchbox 20, says Hollywood celebrities' constant complaining about President Donald Trump is getting stale, whatever one's personal opinions of the president may be. He goes on to say that he is not a fan of Donald Trump, but I am so tired of hearing celebrities talk about not being a fan of Donald Trump that it almost seems like white noise. I think that he's a man that's not really equipped for the job, but I think no one really cares what I think about that. I have opinions, but my opinions are as a 45-year-old husband, father, taxpayer. No matter what I say, they always kind of come across as a guy who sings music, and it's always, well, you need to shut up, the Grammy-winning singer continued. Thomas also acknowledged that a large part of Trump's base think the president is killing it right now, and said it would be difficult to criticize them despite his own political opinion. Now, Thomas has been advocating on behalf of songwriters, whom he claims are being robbed of their royalty by big business that take advantage of antiquated federal regulations. He went on to say, American songwriters, composers, and music publishers are some of the most heavily regulated small business owners and entrepreneurs in the country, because 3/4 of the income that songwriters receive is subject to federal regulations. I didn't know that. And you better believe the big multi-billion-dollar Wall Street trade business streaming companies are happy to take advantage of these regulations to pay songwriters less than fair value for their work and are actively fighting updates to these regulations so they can continue to build their business on the backs of songwriters. Sounds like a valid point. I don't know enough to really talk heavily about it. Brain fart. Big brain fart. But I agree with what he's talking about. Because it is white noise anymore. It's great you're speaking your opinion. There's speaking your opinion and forcing your opinion and trying to change other people's minds on what they think. And that's what a lot of these celebrities are doing. I'm more important than you. I know better than you. And this is why you have to do what I say. That is the scary part. That is the part that pisses me off. I see Democrat Representative Schiff is trying to stay relevant. This Russia bullshit has pretty much been, well, Democrats go to it every time things are going Trump's way. They cry Russia just to try to stop any momentum, which I don't think is working. But on Thursday broadcast of CNN's New Day, which has nothing new, Representative Adam Schiff responded to Representative Peter King's statement that he has seen no proof of collusion between Russia and the Trump campaign by saying, I have to disagree with my colleagues in terms of whether there is any evidence of collusion. I believe there is. Schiff later added that it's certainly premature to say that there will be no proof of collusion. Now, Peter King says he has not seen, and it's his opinion. And Schiff tells him that his opinion's wrong. Now, anchor Chris Cuomo asked Schiff, no proof. Peter King says, I've seen no proof of collusion between Trump campaign and Russia. Carter Page says the allegations are laughable. What do you say? Well, of course, Schiff, who says you can't have an opinion. You have to be unbiased for this investigation to work. Where he already has Trump as being guilty. He said Trump's guilty. He's already formed his opinion. Even though there's zero evidence out there. Schiff went on to answer, well, Carter Page is a person of interest to the committee, and I think probably likely to come before the committee. So I don't want to comment on anything he had to say particularly. Well, you just did. But I do think that we need to get to the bottom of these allegations of collusion and coordination. Yeah, because your party's the one that made them up and threw the accusations out there. I have to disagree with my colleagues in terms of whether there is any evidence of collusion. I believe that there is. But nevertheless, this is something that we need to investigate. See right there, he says that he believes there is evidence. He believes there evidence. Hasn't seen it. Not saying that there is evidence. He believes there is. That's a big difference. He's hanging on to that last string of hope that's not going to come about. I think there was a reason why the FBI began its investigation, why it continues that investigation. Yeah, because they stop it now. They look like it's partisan politics. Why'd they start it? Well, it was a political hit piece. That's it. Well, and then he goes on to say, I don't think it's something that FBI does without any basis. Well, then you're saying there's some fact to the Hillary Clinton camp investigation. Of course, he'll say there was no basis on that. But that's as much as I could say without going into particulars. I will say this. I think it would be deeply irresponsible of us not to follow the facts wherever they lead, to do it objectively and not predetermine a conclusion. He's already has Trump guilty, and he's lecturing everybody else not to have a conclusion already. But there's certainly, as we have seen from many public reports, ample reasons to do this investigation. I have yet to see any public reports that says this is a valid investigation. I've seen from anonymous sources, in other words, made-up sources. I've heard very vague and no evidence space. I heard about a bullshit dossier that was forged. Schiff is believing his own bullshit as fact. He later added that the investigation shouldn't be seen as a failure if we do our jobs and we follow the facts wherever they lead and we reach a unified conclusions. In other words, we're not going to find nothing. Don't say it was a failure when I tell you there's no evidence. We shouldn't go into this with the objective that we want to score this political point or that political point, or we want to come up ultimately with a certain conclusion. That's what you said at the beginning. This was all politically motivated to attack Trump, you fucking moron. You half-witted, window-licking, helmet-wearing moron. We will do our jobs if we certainly investigate this, and if we can reach a sound determination about what happened, what the Russians did, what different levers the Russians pulled. But no. I haven't come to a conclusion. We shouldn't come to a conclusion yet. We should remain open. He doesn't say if the Russians did something, if the Russians pulled different levers. It's what happened. What the Russians did, the different levers the Russians pulled. We know the Russians used a variety of techniques to interfere in elections in Europe, so he goes on to say, we know they use some of those techniques here, but I haven't formed a conclusion. I haven't formed my opinion on whether Trump colluded with Russia or not, but I'm saying Russia was here. I've come to a conclusion on that. He actually contradicts himself. And of course, it's a Democrat. Of course. Schiff was later asked, can you say with confidence at this point that it is premature for people to say there's going to be no proof of collusion? Of course he's going to say, yes, it's premature. Then he goes on to complain that there's people getting information from the FBI and certain aren't getting the information, and it's being withheld from parts of the committee. He's crying and trying to keep this alive because there's nothing else to complain about at this time. Trump's approval on how he's handling foreign affairs, how he's handling trade, how there's a positive outcry for the wall, how the Democrats are flaming out. He's going to try to keep this alive to make it look relevant. Well, to me, it just makes them look even worse. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media. We will be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid program.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe. And I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. It is... It's a daunting task, and sometimes it's not a fun. I don't know. It's going to be a weird time. Fox is in danger right now. And the brothers aren't doing anything better that's going to help this company. The brothers that are taking over they're ridding they're ridding brain fart. The executives that their father had. And there's a new executive, the co-president, Bill Shine, and he's not getting support. And basically, they're just running these people out so that they go put people they want in. They're trying to shape the company in their way. And they're both friggin' liberals. I hate to put it that way, but they're liberals. And you're going to see Fox get turned into a liberal, CNN, MSNBC over time. And it's not going to get better. It's only going to get worse. And Sean Hannity's given that warning. I mean, the man is, I give him credit about that. Standing up to basically the two new owners and saying this is what's going to happen. And that's pretty ballsy. Sean Hannity posted on his Twitter account yesterday, Thursday, and linked to a report by a New York magazine that claimed Shine, a 21-year veteran at Fox News, had requested a public statement of support from network CEO James Murdoch and co-chairman Lachlan Murdoch, but failed to receive one. Hang on. I forgot to do something during the break. There we go. All right. Shine privately fears for his future at the network, as it has endured a series of controversies, including the recent outing of longtime star anchor Bill O'Reilly. Now, Fox News spokesman told Sherman that Shine denied having approached James, both the brother Murdochs, personally to ask for a statement of support. while a Murdoch spokesman said Shine had not directly requested a statement. I pray this is not true, because if it is, that's the total end of FNC as we know it. Done. Best, Sean. Hannity wrote in the first of a series of tweets defending Shine Thursday afternoon. After tweeting again to correct the spelling of Sherman's first name in his initial post, Hannity suggested that a high-level employee inside Fox News is trying to get an innocent person fired. Somebody huge up and inside FNC is trying to get an innocent man fired. And Gab, I know who it is. Best, Sean. Hannity later tweeted, I stand with Bill and I stand with Shine. Shine joined Fox News at its inception in 1996 and served as Hannity's producer on Hannity and Combs before rising through the ranks to become co-president of the network last year. This week, the executive was named as a defendant along with Roger Ailes, executive Irina Brigantine, and consultant Peter Schneider in a lawsuit harassment brought against the company by former anchor Andrea Tantaros. Shine was also mentioned in a racially discrimination lawsuit brought against Fox by former reporter Kelly Wright this month, though he is not named as one of the defendants in that case. Attorneys for Fox News issued a statement Thursday denying they had conducted any electronic surveillance on Andrea. Fox News and its executive flatly deny that they conducted any electronic surveillance. They have no knowledge of the anonymous or pseudonymous tweets described in her complaints. This lawsuit is a flimsy pretext to keep Andrea and her sexual harassment claims in the public eye after the state Supreme Court directed her to bring them in arbitration. It's a lot of stuff going on in Fox. A lot of stuff. Oh, boy. All right. We're going to take a little bit of extended break. Let's see. Sorry about this. I need to take a little bit of extended break. What do I want to get for you? Trying to find something nice for you guys and not just a commercial. I'm looking through. Let me. Come on. It's not working exactly as I wanted it. It's harder than I thought. All right, we'll go to this one. You're listening to the... let me change that up. No, I don't like that. I don't like that. No, me don't like that. Oh, just do my normal. What the heck? Oh. Crapola. I got things all jacked up again on my... All right, that's where I got to click on. I'm just not having luck right now, am I? You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense. Totally screw up today, and we will be. Oh. Right back.
like the sun. Shine on, you crazy diamond. Now there's a look in your eyes, like black holes in the sky. Shine on, you crazy diamond. You were caught in the crossfire of childhood stardom, blown on the steel breeze. Come on, you target for faraway laughter. Come on, you stranger, you legend, you martyr, and shine.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. It's one of those days. Let's see, where am I at now? Oh, I'm trying to get things straightened out. This stuff with the personal stuff still hanging over my head. It just got me. So. Oh, shut up. Don't talk back to me, Siri. Siri's talking back to me. Need to smack her around a little bit or something. Smack, smack. Shut up, Siri. So Rand Paul says that Congress should think about whether it should send money to universities that only have one set of speech. Now, here, of course, they'll do, well, you can't stop giving money to them. No, they are not falling within the constitutional of this country. They are not giving free speech to everyone. They're limiting speech. So, therefore, they should not be getting federal money, period. These anarchists, the Antifas, or whatever the hell they call themselves, is a global group hell-bent on causing just disaster everywhere. They're rioting in Paris. They're rioting in the United States. They're just out to cause total anarchy. And these colleges that are bowing down to them do not deserve any financing of federal money. If you don't want to follow the federal statutes, you don't get no money. Simple as that. I don't know. It's pissing me off is what it's doing. They don't deserve Just it. There's no reason they should be getting any money. They are giving in to these groups. It's not right. These colleges are supposed to be where you go to learn and come across different ideas. But it just seems like it's the same crap over and over again. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely a joke anymore, and it's not what this country's about. Damn it, we are supposed to be a country that gives free speech to all. Supposed to be a country that we're all proud of. I'll tell you this, I'm not proud. No. Not proud of what I'm seeing out of my country of late. Pretty disturbing, as a matter of fact. Promised a friend I'd do something. I totally fucking forgot to do it. Sorry about that. It just... And I want to get it real quick while I'm thinking of it. I'd say he's looking for paracord, and he's going to, like, Home Depot and such, and you're getting, like, 10 to 20 feet, and they're charging, like, $20-$30, which is a goddamn ripoff, because it isn't even true paracord that they're selling at these places. When online, you can get 100-foot for, like, $5, $5-$6. That's how bad they're screwing these people. And the markup is on these items. It's ridiculous. All right, BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed's Mitch, traveled all the way to Hungary to dig up dirt on White House foreign policy advisor Dr. Sebastian Gorka and discovered that he is neither a Nazi or an anti-Semite, but merely a pro-Western conservative. Oh, God. Makes me want to bang my head a few times. These idiots come up with these false accusations, then they go and try to prove it. And what happens? It's what they did is they found out the exact opposite when they went over there. This idiot tried his best to smear Gorka. He described the former Breitbart News editor inaccurately as having failed his way upward, a description that could apply equally to the career path of many BuzzFeed's own crack reporters. But in search of evidence of Gorka's ties to the far right, Portfolio, or whatever this guy's name, Protherio, came up short. Despite contacting Gorka's former employers in Hungary and members of the Hungarian counterintelligence service, Gorka's Hungarian critics are not shy to attack him either. Some described him rather viciously. Even so, they say that Gorka is not a Nazi or anti-Semite. Sebastian Gorka is not a Nazi or a security threat because he is some sort of secret British agent, said a member of the Hungarian counterintelligence service who has reviewed the files of security background check on Gorka from 2002. Gorka is, how do you say in English, a peddler of snake oil. Gorka's rejection for a Hungarian security clearance to serve on the committee was a devastating blow to his reputation in Hungary. He had come to be seen as a self-promoter, the intelligence officer said, while the minor ties to the British government that had been established were enough to alienate him from much of the Hungarian nationalist right. Now, this chimes with the views of some of those who knew him in Hungary, who remember Gorka as a right-wing, keenly pro-Western, but whose views set him outside the far right. Within the context of historical Hungarian fascism, Gorka never appeared to be particularly interested in these extreme Nazi-linked movements. Having always been a supporter of the pro-Western Atlantic Alliance and an advocate for Hungarian integration into the West, I don't think it's fair to describe him as a Nazi when he's more of a self-promoter. The charges that Gorka supports anti-Semitic movement, such as the Jobbik, which has been roundly criticized for human rights groups across Europe, doesn't seem consistent with his attitude or background when he was here in Hungary. This came from Horvath, citing Gorka's loud pro-Western stance. While all anti-Semitics seem to be Nazis, not everyone in the human rights is a racist because there's a lot of diversity in thought. When asked about the controversy over Gorka's use of his father's Order of Vitesse medals and title, Molnar first dismissed the complaint, arguing that the order was fairly common in Hungarian political circles and it's associated with nationalism rather than ideology. Porter also confirmed that the medal Gorka wore in the inauguration, which was awarded to his father for his anti-communist activity by an organization called the Vezetren, had nothing to do with the historical Vezetren that had ties to the Nazi-aligned Hungarian regime in the Second World War. They're trying to link together what doesn't have any link. It's absolutely a joke. They're just out to attack people with no information, no nothing. They don't care about facts. They just want to attack. It really is sad. It really is disgusting. They will stoop to any low to get what they want. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media, and we will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying Catholic, stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. It's a long road. So, gun ownership and shooting classes surge among black women. Black women are flocking to firearms classes in cities like Atlanta, Cincinnati, Dallas, and Savannah, learning to shoot and use guns for self-defense. The classes are specifically geared toward the woman, bearing names like Trigger Happy Firearm Instructor, Brown Girl Project, the Black Women's Defense League, among others. All are designed to teach black women how to properly use a firearm and to carry it in a way that is accessible and ready, if needed, for self-defense. Now, I know there's a lot of classes out there that feminists will get pissed, but it teaches the females. It's more geared towards females on how to use firearms. You got a little bit different stances and willingness and abilities to fire a weapon. They curve these classes around the special needs. Not special. That came out really wrong. Holy shit, did that come out wrong? You know what I mean. You know what I mean. I know I'll get so. That was dumb of me. I'll hear about that. Oh, well, I hear about that. I just stuck my foot in my mouth and I'm still just shit. I also got a video playing. I'm like, what the hell? I sometimes I'll put up the weirdest videos while I'm doing the show. And it has me going, what the frig? Guys making Damascus. I'm saying it wrong. Steel from washers. It's really weird. And I bet you it comes out beautiful. Yeah. Let's see. Dun 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 dun. I don't understand why he's doing that. He's making canisters, Damascus steel, and just sitting here watching it, and it just seems really, really weird. I have this fascination of how to make knives and swords and all that. I really am curious and want to do that. But to do that, I need a forge, which I don't have as of right now. I'm just watching this forge. It's really neat. So back to the article I just totally stuck my foot in my mouth with. They are wrapping up these classes that are geared towards black females for self-defense. Hopefully they're skipping over some stuff in this video. It's going to... I'm total brain fart right now. I'm off my game. Holy shit. The Guardian reports that domestic violence, being able to stop and survive such violence, is one of the biggest motivators for this movement. In fact, Marcus Tigner, founder of the Trigger Happy Firearms Instruction, is a domestic violence survivor. Tigner discovered Atlanta's Bullseye Indoor Range and Gun Shop and offered the class through social media, hoping for 20 students. She hit that number within 2 days, so she doubled her expectation and aimed for 40. A class scheduled for 4th of March sold out to 40 students in 24 hours. A third class for 30 on March 18th sold out in 30 hours, and so did a fourth on March 19th. She now has classes scheduled all the way through May, and that includes classes she will teach in Florida. She observed the growth of these classes. I never expected it. It shows me how unsafe these women feel in their communities. The NRA loves seeing gun ownership and training growing among black women. NRA Media Relation Manager Jason Brown said, "From the NRA perspective, it is an awesome trend." He stressed that the NRA is not an old white guy's party. NRA is about safety for all. But, of course, you have the left happen to distort the facts so that they can get their misinformation through. That's the irony. When people actually find out the facts about the NRA, it's funny the response that I hear, because it's nothing like what the media tries to tell them it's about. It's amazing. On Friday, April 28th, a black woman who advocated for the Second Amendment will speak to the NRA's leadership forum, the same forum to which President Donald Trump will also speak. Okafor sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, said that black women have been among her biggest critics in her fight for gun rights, but she was simply living out what so many other black women are now realizing. She went on to say, people don't know me and how I came to my beliefs. My experience come more from being a woman and being empowered through my gun. It's... I sit back because it's... It's when people find out the facts and get through all the bullshit, they are utterly amazed. Utterly amazed. The facts of the NRA, it's not this evil entity. It's not out to destroy the world. It's not out to arm criminals. They're out to arm the American people. They're out to have training for Americans. Proper safety. It's... I don't know. If it wasn't for misinformations and straight out lies, the Democrat Party would be screwed when it comes to the Second Amendment because they got to lie, cheat, and steal to get their information out there. If they actually put out facts, they would be in deep, deep shit. It's amazing. And they continue to lie and lie and lie. And it pisses me off because no one calls. Well, they get called out, but they continue to be able to lie. And the politicians that are expanding on those lies. Chuck Schumer's, the Pelosi's, the Feinstein. And what's funny is Feinstein sits there and yells and screams about people not owning or carrying weapons as she has a concealed carry permit. Because she's special. She needs it more than you do. She's special. That's what pisses me off. So many people just sit back and allow it. They're not out to arm these criminals. They're out there to arm the law-abiding Americans to protect themselves against those criminals. The ones that are arming the criminals are the Democrat Party anymore. They're just protecting these SOBs left, right, and center. It's amazing. I've said it, disarming the American people is not going to help stop the criminal empire. It's going to make it easier for them. Oh, expanding the border help expand the cartels. You disarm the American people, you just added a smorgasbord to these criminals. And these Democrats understand that. They know that, and they just don't give a shit. They have their private security. Screw the American people. They don't care. They're protected. Their families are protected. Their families sit behind a goddamn wall. It's okay for them, but nobody else. Nope. Not allowed. It's jaw-dropping. I don't know. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media, and we will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying coffee is stupid, bro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the Reaver of Common Sense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. Here it is. So Code Pink is at it again, but this one was a little... It was amazing this happened. Code Pink disrupts launch of a pro-Israel congressional caucus, screaming Israel is an apartheid state. There, further proof that the left, the Democrat Party, is anti-Semitic. Every chance they get, they take a swipe at Israel. It's funny, the Democrats scream how the right is anti-Semitic, hates Jews, all this. Yada. Who's the one that's always attacking Israel and who's always defending Israel? Really, some people need to look into facts. So here's from the meeting. I'm going to play a clip from it.
You're not welcome at this event. Please leave the premises. You're not welcome at this event.
Palestinians deserve equal rights.
Anyway, so what we often find sometimes is that there are individuals who may disagree with the idea of there being a Jewish state. We find that there are protesters who show up. They sometimes have the right to voice their own opinion. But I would ask that the crowd remain silent. I would ask that the crowd maintain a respectful atmosphere and. That's nice. Thank you very much for your attendance. Have a nice day. And we'll now resume our program. So anyway.
It's amazing. The lady was screaming, Palestinians deserve equal rights. And she is the Code Pink's campaign director. She was screaming, Israel is an apartheid state. It was founded on racism and ethnic cleansing. I really want to bang my head at this point. I really do. Someone yelled at her, terrorist supporter, out. You have no place here. This is a place for freedom and democracy. This past March, Israel envoy to the UN, Danny Danon, pushed back against false allegation that Israel is an apartheid state. The attempt to smear and falsely label the only true democracy in the Middle East by creating a false analogy is despicable and constitutes a blatant lie. That falsehood is often perpetuated by the left. Now, Gold, who has been arrested in the past for disrupting the peace, donned the same banner to protest Israel musician and producer. Now, Code Pink bills itself as supporting, quote, peace and human rights initiatives, and says it's against, quote, against racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, classism, ageism, and other forms of oppression and perjury. But ironically, the group is vehemently opposed to the only democracy in the Middle East, Israel. So I guess they're not against being anti-Semitic. Israel is the only nation in the region where there is religious freedom for all. Women have equal rights. Members of the LGBT community can live in peace and free from fear of prosecution and death. Arabs, Africans, and minority groups who hold citizenship enjoy full rights. This past January, Gold told Breitbart Jerusalem that the organization was planning audacious and creative, colorful protests targeting the inauguration of President-elect Donald Trump. At the time, Gold said, "We always create beautiful disruption of hatred and violence, and this is what we are committed to as an organization, and that is something that we have done from the start. What you've done is you are a joke. All you want to do is create anarchy. That's all." They actively promote and boycott divestments and sanctions movements which seek to undermine the state of Israel. They are out to attack Israel. Oh. It's a joke and a half. Ridiculous. And at a lost. At an absolute lost. To what good can come out of these groups. They just seem hell-bent. Excuse me, sorry about that. They just seem hell-bent on destruction. But with that, we're almost to the end of the show. I do want to definitely fit this one in. Maybe we can get 2 articles. Oh, Nikes. Damn it. All right, good. The chat room, I was missing the screen. I don't know for how long I was half paying attention to this one screen. So I was like, shit. Hungarian Prime Minister delivered a stinging speech in the European Parliament Wednesday, asserting Hungary's right to self-governance and defending its actions regarding immigration and against American financial spectacular, but that's all, folks. George Soros. I know that the power, size, and weight of Hungary is much smaller than that of the financial spectacular George Soros, who is now attacking Hungary. Despite ruining the lives of millions of Europeans with his financially speculation, being penalized in Hungary for speculations, and who is openly admitted enemy of the euro, he is so highly praised that he is received by the EU's top leaders. The Prime Minister's address built upon comments he made in an Easter interview in which he stated the motives behind Hungary's difference towards George Soros. There can be no special privilege, and no one may stand above the law, not even George Soros' people. Through his organizations in Hungary and hidden from public gaze, George Soros is spending endless amount of money to support illegal immigration. To pursue his interests, he pays a number of lobbying organizations operating in the guise of civil society. He maintains a regular network with its own promoters, its own media, hundreds of people, and its own university. I believe that George Soros must not be underestimated. He is a powerful billionaire of enormous determination who, when it comes to his interests, respects neither God nor man. In his address before Parliament Wednesday, he said that the basic stance of the government is contrary to the intention of the European Commission regarding immigration. Our position is clear. We do not want and do not think it is in accordance with the founding treaties of the Union to settle migrants in our country in a mandatory way. The decision on who we live with can only be made by the Hungarian citizens. The Prime Minister said it is important to note that George Soros and his NGOs want to transport 1 million migrants to the EU per year. He has personally, publicly announced this program and provides a financial loan for it. You could read this yourself. And we reject this. We do not want to lose the right of national rate making for public utilities because we fear that this would increase the burden of the people and once again lead to drastic price increases from which Hungarian families have suffered enough. Regarding the regulation of non-governmental organizations, NGOs, Orbán said that the Hungarian proposal follows the American example. The complicated question, he said, is how can we make the operation of financial, strong foreign external lobbies willing to influence dramatic decision-making transparent to everyone? The Hungarian legislation builds on the principle of clarity and transparency. We want nothing else but to be able to know of NGOs, what kind of money and what kind of interests are behind them. This does not undermine their constitutional right to have their voice heard, represent their interests, and be able to organize themselves freely. George Soros has his plans. He does what he wants, and it's all for finances for him. He doesn't care who it hurts. He doesn't care about any of that. All he cares about is his pocket. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. And with that, that's going to wrap up the show. People, it's been a great week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will be back Monday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Have a great weekend. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.